The subject of data portability is a pretty hot topic today, and it means lots of different things to lots of different people. But for me, the underlying theme for all data portability issues is who owns the data? All of that information, my friends list, my activity information, my login information, my contacts, all the relationships that exist, all of that effort that I invested in putting that information together, who owns that? So if I go to Facebook or MySpace or LinkedIn or somewhere else and I go and invest in the time to put all of that information in and together and all the relationships and to map it all and use it, again, who owns that? Clearly I'm giving them the rights to incorporate it into their site by definition, but if I decide to leave those sites, what happens to that information? Do I get to take it with me? Do I get the benefit of that hard work that I did putting all that information together? Well, the answer to that really depends on who you ask. Facebook is probably going to give you a very different answer than MySpace or any others. It's quite a bit larger than that as well. We're talking in context of social networking here, but frankly, the concept of data portability extends to, well, frankly, all aspects of life where it involves data, whether it be any type of social networking site or a business site or a web application or an enterprise system or whatever. It goes quite a large distance. Also, the commonality of that information. If I were to extract the information from MySpace, where I've got all my friends lists and contacts and activity information, and move that to another site, would require a programmer to decipher all that information, translate it, and put it into another location. Likewise, if there's a developer community out there that decides to build applications on top of data sets, is it different and unique for every single source of data? So the concept of data portability, to me, is, who owns that data? Well, frankly, it's my data, it's my friends, it's my list, it's my activities, etc. And I should be able to do whatever I want with that. And then creating a common format so that information can be exchanged. And whether Facebook or MySpace or Bebo or Orchid or ZUDE or anybody else wants to have that information internally, there sure ought to be an external view of that information which is common so that it exists in such a way that can be used without having to go through that translation. Now ratchet that up a notch when you start the concept of how do you maintain that information. If I've got that information distributed across 10 or 20 or 50 different individual locations and I decide to change, well, my address, do I have to change it 10 or 15 or 50 times? So that commonality of it, that normalization of that data even goes to a whole nother level. Whether that's going to be solved this week or this year or anytime soon, or for that matter, even getting the big guys to all agree on that, well, that's another story. And candidly, there's the great organization, dataportability.org, which is becoming an advocacy group to be able to try and get some of these things done. And rather than sit on the sidelines, I highly recommend that if you have any interest in the subject whatsoever, get involved. Stand up, let your voice be heard, and make a difference with all that. So. Anyway, that's what data portability means to me. My name's Steve Repetti, and I'm CTO of ZUDE. And, well, that's it. Thanks.